make lemonade. Okay. Let's go to work.
That's the signal! Go, 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 go! Six! It's beautiful! Mother Nature just pissed her pants, dude!
Wake up and hit the ground running. It's The Rush, presented by Willis Auto, with Travis Justice and Ross Peterson bringing you raw, unfiltered, and unapologetic talk about sports, life, and everything else that matters. No filtered, no fluff, just The Rush.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. Welcome to the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. Good to have you along here on a Wednesday. And, of course, if you're looking for a new car, check out Willis Cadillac. Willis Cadillac has tons of CT5s in stock right now, making it a great time to stop in. If you're looking for a sporty sedan, start your buying journey at willisauto.com. If you are listening on the audio stream at therushradio.com, the Rush Radio Android app, or the TuneIn app, thank you so much. If you're watching on YouTube this morning, hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and like the video. Leave your comments in the comments section. You can call the show at 515-517-2303. And, of course, follow us on our social media channels. Hello, Ross Peterson.
What is up, my friend? How's
I tell you what. I slept great last night knowing that I was under the blanket of security like you've never seen before. I don't think I woke up once knowing that I had the peace of mind that when I went to bed, I hit the brand new iPad-looking Star Trek-y pad of my Vivint security system and hit alarmed stay. And I'm like, you know what? I've got the dog. I've got the alarm system. I'm feeling good.
Good for you. That's what it was all about, man, that blanket of security.
That's what it was.
I thought maybe because you sent me a video yesterday that was crazy of I thought that was related to your security nightmares type thing.
I was actually going to bring that up with you because I'm not going to show the video because I didn't download it, but I'm going to explain it because I sent it to Ross yesterday. I said, this is absolutely crazy when it comes to security. Like everybody has a car alarm, right? I mean, Ross doesn't because he just leaves his unlocked. But if you double click, you get the beep beep, and it's somewhat of a car alarm. Most of them come armed with it. Well, my daughter lives in New Orleans, right? I've said that before, and I think it was in Uptown or on the university portion of New Orleans, which means nothing to anybody, but it's a reference that I can go by. There were the security cameras, like I installed yesterday. This is how I validate it, man. Just go with me here, Ross. Yeah. Don't give me that. You just rolled your eyes. Okay, so there were security cameras outside, I think, either an apartment complex or just a bunch of houses, and they start seeing these guys start going through cars, like, and trying to get into cars and try to steal anything that's in there. They come up on a pickup truck, and the pickup truck, you see them flee. And then, what is there, like 4 or 5 guys?
And they start, like, shooting at it right away.
Yeah. It's like bang, 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 bang.
20 shots they fire into this pickup truck because they saw a person. They came up on the door, went to open the door, and there was a person inside. And they freaked out. They thought it was a person. And they started shooting. They shot 20 bullets into this truck. A couple of them actually went through the truck and into the house and ended up hitting the wall above where the people were sleeping that owned the truck. But what about the guy inside the truck?
Deterrent to keep people from trying to break into said truck, the guy would put a mannequin in the truck dressed as Michael Myers.
These dudes run up on a random truck and see Mike Myers' face staring back at them, and they freak out.
He's coming at me with a machete. I mean, it is a laughing matter because you're like, I've never thought of that, right?
Dude, I have a client. I helped her buy a house, and now she's looking maybe to move again and move to another home in Carlisle. And she pulled up the other day, and she had ski masks over the headrests. And so when she pulled up in the black interior with this white ski mask and 2 eye holes, I had kind of the same thing. She pulled in. I'm like, who in the hell is with Kelsey? And then she got out and her car had the same thing. And it was that visual that finally like reset my brain. But when she pulled in, I saw a dude pull in wearing a ski mask. And I was like, oh, this isn't good.
She's getting carjacked. She's getting carjacked. What are we doing here?
Why'd you bring him here?
And in this video, they did a close-up of the Mike Myers mannequin in the window. It kind of freaked me out a little bit, right? I mean, that would scare the hell out of you.
It's funny. It's funny. The mannequin looked like Mike Myers. The dude's freaked out. It was 20 shots. Because the one guy, the guy that's right there, he just starts panicking and he's like running away and firing shots right away. Well, then his buddies all think, oh, there's got to be a gunfight. So they just start randomly firing at it. I saw that and I thought, I even thought to myself, like, this is just validation for Trav. It's just vindication for security system.
I mean, we've all heard of like the scarecrows in cornfields. Would this be like a scarecrow version to keep people away?
Good. Oh my gosh, I didn't think of that. Yeah. Yeah, I did. I mean, it worked. It worked.
Well,
guys ran away.
It worked, but his car got shot up, and so did his house. The news station down in New Orleans interviewed him and goes, yeah, I think I'm going to rethink my use of a mannequin as a deterrent.
Like, I saw that part of the clip where the guy was like, yeah, I think I'm going to rethink my strategy here. And I wanted to say, no, you need to start selling these things. We're talking about rethink it. You need to see business ideas here.
Oh, man. Have you ever done anything weird to do a deterrent? I mean, I never thought of putting a mannequin in my car. And you saw what they did. They like put the head to have it look out the window.
Oh, yeah,
so
yeah.
Going flashlight.
My best strategy has been drive crappy vehicles and don't keep expensive stuff. That's been my, like
it's
my
worked
buddies,
pretty well for you.
We were talking yesterday, my friend group, about what everybody's reaction would have been as the sales guy walked up onto the, because some of my friends, the guy wouldn't have made it onto the lawn. And some of my friends are like, I see guys walking towards my house and I say, nope. My answer is no, go away, get lost. I'm good. And some of the guys are like, no, I'd have waited till this point or that point. And one of the guys is like, well, I've got a dog and, I have this one system and I've got a dog. And I'm like, my strategy is I just tell the guy, man, I don't have anything there worth stealing. I keep nothing of value. There's my strategy. There was a point in time when my house was so messy that they could have come in and roughed the place up and you'd have walked in and been like, I don't even know anybody's been here.
Or they walk in and they go, where do we start? Wait, no, they go, where do we start? This is too much. Let's go. I don't have time for this.
Somebody already hit this place. It's already been turned. We got to get it.
You wonder if that's the mindset of a hoarder. Well, if I just make it so messy, nobody's going to want to start to steal anything.
Yeah, it's I don't think that's the mindset of a hoarder.
I would agree with you. I know. I'm just... when it comes to the Michael Myers mannequin for your car, Ray says that's a Shark Tank moment.
There you go. Oh, I bet Ray's got some stuff. Being an over-the-road trucker, sitting in those truck stops. I mean, the dude made a kitchen inside of his Kenworth, right?
Yeah.
So I bet he has seen some stuff. There's got to be. I mean, I would imagine with truckers, it's a 9mm is your best deterrent.
True. Michael Myers was a good one because it has that white face mask. If you were to use like fictional horror film people to put in your car, like I look at the Joker behind you right now, would that be one that would be a deterrent? Or people go, you're dressed as the Joker? Yeah,
see, but the Mike Myers thing, you would think those guys would have known right away that was not a real person too. But it's more about that instant reaction, obviously. And I've had people instantly react to that thing and go, walk into the room and freak out. But real quick, I will say, like Sean is writing in, did you know that the Michael Myers mask is William Shatner's face?
No.
You didn't know this.
I did not. Yeah. I'm learning something new today.
Full of this stupid information, dude. Yeah, when they needed to make the Mike Myers mask, I don't remember how or why it came to be that William Shatner's face is the one that they basically used for the outline, the form. So the form of the Mike Myers mask is actually William Shatner's face.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
You know, like Freddy Krueger. Would that be one? There was a point in my life when Freddy Krueger was a pretty scary individual.
Yeah. Was it scary because he became almost a parody later on?
Yeah,
but that first Nightmare on Elm Street, was he scary because of the knives in his face, or because it was the premise that he lived in your dreams, and every time you went to sleep, you were like, "Is Freddy gonna hop in my dreams?" I don't know. I mean, Freddy was scary to me when he first came out. But I could see where the Michael Myers thing, because you see somebody and they're like, "You're wearing a mask. You're coming after me," because that is so prevalent. It's just coming up.
That's so funny. Oh my gosh. What would be a character that you would also see as like super scary? You know, he wasn't a scary individual, but you talked about the knives. What about Edward Scissorhands? Johnny Depp.
How ironic that Johnny Depp was Edward Scissorhands, but it also was the first person killed in Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh, was he really? I didn't know that. Okay.
I believe he was the first one sucked into the bed.
I didn't know that. Because Johnny Depp he's such a aloof character. You know what I mean? When I see him, I think more of Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Than I do Edward Scissorhands. Yeah. I see him at the that trial that he was at with his ex-wife. A mega pint. That's who I think of when I see Johnny Depp. I think of a mega pint.
Oh man. We do have a busy show today. Coming up at 6:30, Noel Fiscus is scheduled to join us as we're going to talk about the mom's MVP moment. We got a submission yesterday. We're going to be reading that. We're going to read them all through the week. We're going to give this away pretty early next week because we want you to pick up those pearl earrings that Fiscus Jewelers is giving away by Mother's Day. So if you haven't entered your mom MVP story, just go to therushradio.com, click on the promo tab. You'll see Mother's Day. And Fiscus Jewelers giving away a $350 pair of pearl earrings, and those are really, really nice. So we're going to catch up with Noel. And keep in mind, it doesn't have to be your mom. Like the first one submitted today, Ross, is a father, right? He's saying how good of a mom she is to the kids, and I think that totally counts as a Mother's Day.
I'm with you. You got to buy your kid's mom a Mother's Day gift.
Yeah, I never did, but you're right. You probably should.
I
wasn't a very good. Listen, when it comes to gifts, I'm really bad at it.
You're making up for it now, dude. You're taking her around you are. You're making. No, you're a good husband and a good dad.
Well, and I've said this before. Anjanette and I don't give each other gifts for Christmas, for any of these days. We choose to travel. We're like, okay, when we go on our trips, those are the gifts that we have for one another. And scheduled to join us at 7:30 today will be Jamie Pollard. I say scheduled because
things happen.
We got confirmation, but you just never know if something happens. But scheduled to join us is Jamie Pollard, and we have a lot to talk about with Jamie Pollard, not just with Iowa State, but this happened yesterday, and that the reports are coming out that the NCAA tournament is getting ready to expand from 68 to 76 teams. Why? I don't know, but we were talking about this. You know, when the college football playoff was 4 teams, Ross, people were asking for expansion. They were saying, you know what, 4 teams isn't enough. We need more. We're at 12 teams. I wouldn't say a lot of people are clamoring for expansion over the 12, but they would accept maybe 16 or even a 24-team playoff, and I think they'd be happy with it. The NCAA tournament, in my view, I get there's no such thing as perfection, but maybe one of the most perfect tournaments as far as the way it's presented, the hype around it, what we get. I haven't seen anybody clamoring for, hey, we need to expand this and provide more opportunity for these teams.
No,
Am I wrong here?
No, you're not missing anything. I haven't seen anybody talking about it, and it instantly becomes, my the conspiracy in me goes, oh, it's all about money. Or the cynic in me, not the conspiracy theorist, the cynic in me goes, this is all about money. But if you read the ESPN article, which I say as I shoot you a look through my side eye. Yeah, this doesn't have anything to do with money. Didn't have anything to do with money. In fact, Travis, these guys, they're probably going to lose money by doing this, these poor fellas. They don't even know, not even sure why they're doing this. And now for some reason, the link on ESPN keeps taking me to the wrong story. Because I want to read this to you because there's some interesting paragraphs.
Yeah, it's not going to be the financial windfall that everybody thinks it's
going
to be.
They use, according to ESPN, your sports news leader. The expansion isn't expected to be a financial windfall for the NCAA and its members, but sources stressed there would be a profit. The added finances would cover the additional logistics cost for both the men's and women's tournaments. So see, Travis, they're just doing it to give more teams more opportunities. They're going to take the money that they make and turn it right around and just hand it off to all these teams because travel's so expensive. It's hard to get these teams places. Now, these teams weren't going to be traveling to a place. We're expanding the tournament so that they have to travel to this place, which adds expense to them. So we need to cover that expense that we're now going to thrust upon them. There will be a little bit of profit. We're going to be a little cheese on the side. NCAA going to wet their beak a little bit. Just a little bit. The added financials would cover the additional logistics for both the men's and women's basketball tournaments, the additional NCAA tournament units that would come into play and still deliver a, quote, modest financial upside, they put in quotes. The primary driver for this move hasn't been money. I'm reading from the ESPN article, but rather access for at-large bids for power conferences. The expansion has been pushed by power conferences, which has grown throughout the course of the current deal. So we're going to get more crappy teams in?
Well, as when I called you yesterday when we were talking about this, first thing you said jokingly was, all right, Missouri Valley Conference is going to get 2 or 3 teams in. And we just went, ha, 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 like that's going to happen.
Yeah.
This is for the Big 12. This is for the Big 10. This is for the ACC, the SEC, and in some ways maybe the Big East when it comes to basketball.
In the middle of the road teams. Each one of those conferences is already packing in almost all of their teams with winning records. Like we're going to be putting in teams that have losing records in the regular season. Not losing records overall in the regular season because, you know, they're going to be 12-0 going into conference play.
Losing conference records.
Losing conference records. Teams that are middle of the road and below the midline on these they're going to expand it. They're not going to screw up like the way that they plan on expanding it is basically just having another Dayton. It's 8 teams that they're adding to it. It's going to and so what's going to be interesting to me, Travis, is what you actually do with those 8 spots. Meaning, like in Dayton, I've always hated that 2 of the 16 seeds have to go and play there to go see who goes off to play the number 1 team in the conference. Are we going to have that? Are now all 4 16 seeds going to have to do a play-in game to get to play a number 1 seed? Or
it's a possibility.
Or is this going, or now will they change the format of Dayton? Because Dayton, every year we know that it's going to be and I'm missing on what it is, but it's like 2 12 seeds that play.
I think it's 11. You got the 16s and then the 11 seeds, I believe it is.
Okay.
You know?
That's all it. Okay. I was thinking that there was, okay.
Yeah.
So let's just say that this other, it's Knoxville, Tennessee, just for the sake of the argument. Does Knoxville, Tennessee now have that same sort of format, or are they going to actually allow those teams that won their conferences and won their conference tournaments, rather, to go and play in the field of 64? And now this group of 16 teams is going to have to fight like hell to get into. Will it be mid-May, or will it be the middle of the road power conference teams that are in that? They don't go into details on that. They don't talk about what that's going to look like. they just give us these lines of bullshit that are like, hey, we're not even doing this for money, guys. We're not even doing this. Okay,
we're about the student athlete opportunity. We're providing more opportunity for, not the people who really deserve the opportunity, like a team in the Missouri Valley Conference that could win the regular season title but lose the tournament title and not get in. We're talking about somebody who finished 9th in their conference because, they had a good RPI. They had a good strength of schedule. So you're going from 8 teams, 4 games to 12 teams. No, 24 teams, 12 games.
There you go. Yep.
And Dayton is expected to keep its site, so that adds another site. And I expect it's probably going to be a little farther west than Des Moines, just because of geographics. You'd have one kind of.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. Throw it in Provo or something like that. That makes sense. Okay. Yeah.
But, let's just throw it out there. If Des Moines, which gets every 3, 4, 5 years a first and second round game, if Des Moines could host this every single year, those first 6 games or first 12 teams or whatever it is, would you take that over hosting every 3 or 4 years, or would you?
Oh boy, that's a good question, Travis. That's a really good question. If you could have it every year, that'd be really what Dayton has there is really cool. For Dayton, I'm never locked into those games, but for Dayton, that's a really cool thing to have that every year. Yeah, I think that would be, because think about this also, Trav. We've talked to Chris Connolly enough. We've talked with the folks from Catch Des Moines. It's a process. It is a several year updating the resume constantly process, and you have to have a lot of players on board. City planners and the city council. There's a lot of moving parts to get the NCAA here for one run. If you could have that every year locked in, and it was a little bit more of that continuing contract, I wonder if that would be easier for Chris, easier for Trina and the group at Catch. My gut says that it would, right? It would be easier for them to just kind of update the resume like that, rather than every year having to go and do the whole song and dance thing about how great Des Moines is. I'm glad they do it. I'm really glad that we got those people doing it because they're good at it. But I wonder if that would be easier for them if it was locked in.
I'm probably one that would go keep it on the rotation, because if you get those first and second round games, it's a bigger production than it is on those first 4 games. True. You're probably going to get a number 1, a number 2 seed. You're getting better games. And I think it makes it more of a, I don't ever want people to take it for granted. Like, it's coming in every single year. Would you get the same?
Oh yeah, we would take it for granted.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be special.
It would lose some of that luster.
I don't think you get better games. I think you get better teams, is what you meant to say there, right?
Yes,
you're going to get a one. You're going to get a 1 or 2 seed.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're right.
And if you get a 1 or 2 seed, or you get a 1 seed, that means you're going to get an 8-9 game too. And those 8-9 games are a lot of fun to watch. Now, we got Noel Fiscus coming up in a couple minutes, but I do want to say this when it comes to tournament expansion, where the major mistake behind this is this. You do not need to expand the women's tournament to 76 teams. This is both men's and women's. The women's tournament right now is atrocious. Ross, you remember as we were going into the Final Four, there's no parity in women's college basketball. At least the men's game, I can make the argument that you have parity and you can have some upsets. Now, the women have upsets, but I went through, remember that when I went through the final scores of the number 1 seeds to get all, and I think it was an average of 20 points per victory.
Ridiculous.
And so you get past the 2 seeds, maybe the 3 seeds, and it's bad basketball. It's not very good. And now you're going to add more to that? I know you probably do it. Well, we got to provide equal opportunity. I just want equal opportunity for quality, competitive basketball. And adding more shitty teams is not going to do that. It's just not. So
it is disappointing that they they in the article tried to tell us, hey, this ain't about money. This is not about money. I mean, yeah, we're going to make some, but that's not what this was about. Okay, well, the one thing that fans were asking for was, especially here in communities like Des Moines, Iowa, the one thing that fans were asking for was for the mid-majors. All of your talent is coming from that pool now. I mean, watch the transfer portal. Guys are jacked up about getting dudes from the mid-majors now. We got the player of the year from the Valley, man. This is a huge get. It's funny because literally last month, the guy you people would have fought for him not to be in the NCAA tournament. Why don't we get to see the best players? Because they're going to be the best players next year. Why are we fighting to keep those guys out of the NCAA tournament? Oh, money. That's why. We all know that. There's no lying about that. It's very obviously, well, we're the big dogs and we want more of the cake. All right, we're going to expand the cake so that way we can even get more of it. You guys get a smaller portion of it.
Because you know why? Because they got a salary cap they got to hit at that $20.5 million.
Yeah. It says the expansion, the primary driver of this move hasn't been money, but rather access for at-large bids for power conferences. They don't even try to hide it. They're not. So if you look at
it this year, Indiana would have got into the NCAA tournament. Yes. I mean, because that's what we're talking. And they didn't deserve to be there.
They didn't even say like quality at-large bids. They didn't. No, at-large bids for the power conferences. We want teams that have losing records in their conference seasons to get a shot to get more money.
Hey, folks, Friday is going to be the weekly woohoo from the Iowa Lottery. Chance to make you a winionaire. You can become a full tank of gas-ionaire, a front row tickets to every show-ionaire. The possibilities are endless. All you have to do is go to therushradio.com, click on the promo tab, see weekly woohoo. Tell us what has made you go woohoo from the Iowa Lottery, and you can pick up a $90 prize pack. Speaking of prizes, we got a really good one to give away for Mother's Day. And Noel Fiscus from Fiscus Jewelers will join us next on the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
Hey, Iowa Lottery fans, it's Kyle Larson. High Limit Racing is returning to Iowa for 2 races in June, and you can win a chance to meet me, tour the pits, and watch the action from a VIP suite at Davenport Raceway or Shelby County Speedway in Harlan. Plus, score exclusive race day merchandise. Just enter your non-winning Diamond Dollars scratch tickets into the Iowa Lottery VIP Club for your chance to win. It's free and easy to join, so enter before May 4th and we'll see you at the track.
Woohoo! Every business has priorities, and Priority One Heating and Cooling is no different. As a service provider, we prioritize quality air conditioners and furnaces that will keep your home at your comfort level year-round. As a small business, we prioritize doing things the right way and treating people fairly. As a truly local business, we prioritize our community. As a veteran-owned business, we prioritize duty and commitment. For big business service with local value, trust your home to the place where you are always Priority One.
When you work with a company like Mr. Electric that goes above and beyond and makes the customer their priority, that is just a real joy to encounter these days. It was a fairly complicated project and it was intimidating. They made it look so easy and they were very professional, very clean folks. They thoroughly explain what they're going to do. It's clear that they're experienced and that they know what they're doing. Having professionals out there that can do that for me, that gives me a lot of peace of mind.
Keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
My name is Gary Presnell, and I'm a residential home mortgage banker for Northwest Bank in Des Moines Metro Market. I've been financing people's homes for over 25 years, and I'm an expert in financing VA loans, FHA loans, IFA loans, and new construction homes. This is my cat Norm. Norm knows basketball, but he doesn't know mortgage. And that's where I come in. There are a lot of Tom, Dick, and Norms out there doing loans. So don't just trust anyone with your home loan. I'm your local, trusted, experienced expert. Please call me. I would love to help you.
Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hi, I'm Todd Lee, sales and leasing consultant here at Willis Cadillac. Spring is here and flowers are in bloom. And by flowers, we mean our amazing inventory of Cadillac CT5s and XT5s. And with interest rates as low as 2.9%, now's a great time to stop in Willis Cadillac and pick one up. From sedans to SUVs, Willis has what you're looking for. Stop out and see us or visit us online at williscadillac.com.
Hi, it's Noel. If you're thinking about popping the question, start with a jeweler you can trust. At Fiscus Jewelers, we offer the largest inventory in Ankeny, featuring stunning engagement rings and rare and forever natural diamonds, pre-screened with advanced technology. If you don't see exactly what you're looking for, we'll custom design it together, and our CAD drawings are always free. And when it's time to say I do, don't forget the guys. We offer the largest selection of men's wedding bands around. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
Back to the Rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
You know, sometimes the key to feeling better comes from just being seen for what you need. Urology Center of Iowa has a dedicated men's health wellness center with services from low testosterone to managing the effects of aging. And I know the effects of aging. But more than that, UCI is the place to go when you want to be seen like a man, not like a patient. You don't want someone else's treatment. You deserve yours. Schedule an appointment with UCI today at iowauro.com. Welcome back to the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. We got a special guest right now because he's been a longtime supporter of the show. Noel Fiscus, what's going on, man?
What's up,
Hello,
Noel?
good morning. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you,
fine.
man. Yeah,
Okay, that's a little close. That's
sound good, look good, man. How are you? Good to see
thank you. Real good. Yeah. Up and ready to go. You guys are on a roll today.
Oh, you should have heard us yesterday.
I did.
You should have been here last week.
I realized I don't have the big microphone. I should buy a fake one.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. We should just get a couple of them and send them out to people when they're going to be on the show with us. They can it'll look good.
But then we'd be like, it's not plugged in. Plug it in. No, it's
Travis would forget that it was a prop.
Yes, I know. I would. I'd be like, this microphone's not working. Are you normally up this early, Noel?
Oh yeah, my alarm goes off at 5:45, and the older I get, like talking about age, I rarely, that usually I'm up before the alarm.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I'm noticing that as well. Noel, I would like to talk. I don't know that you on this show. I know we haven't. If it's okay, can we talk about like your journey and how you got to Noel, how you got to Fiscus Jewelers, how you got to be Noel?
Sure. Yeah. Well, it would start way back in high school. I was I love shop. I love the art room. And so like my freshman year, I did jewelry class. I had a real good art teacher. And so started cutting out silver and then bending things and making rings, or I made a belt buckle. So then my art teacher just kept wanting me to advance right through my senior year and put an art project, a necklace into a state competition. And then I went to, and I did do a work study my last semester, my senior year at a jewelry store, and kind of got a start there. And some real good advice. So then I went to community college for 2 years. Then there's a jewelry school in Quincy, Illinois called Gem City School of Horology, which is watchmaking. So
of all places, Quincy, Illinois. Of all places, Quincy, Illinois.
Yeah, there's a bar on every corner. It's per capita, like the most bars in a city or something. And then I just did jewelry there. And then I don't have family in the business, so it was really hard to find a job. So started in Des Moines, then went to Waterloo, then back to Des Moines.
Slow down for me. Slow down. When you were at Quincy, because you just said something there, did a lot of the people that you were studying with at Quincy, they were from families of jewelers type things?
Mostly, yes. Almost 100%. Yeah.
Interesting. And you said that when you went to Quincy, they were primarily it was go through that again. It was a watchmaking school, or mostly they did watches, but you focused on jewelry?
Yeah, sorry, I went too fast.
Oh, you're fine, man. This is why I'm curious about it. I've heard the story, and I'm still curious about it.
They had 3 avenues. You could do. A lot of students did all 3. You learned watchmaking, then you also learned hand engraving, and then jewelry making. And my interest was jewelry making, and that's kind of my advice at the time. Watchmaking is, jewelry, you set little diamonds, right? But watchmaking is incredibly like microscopic. I didn't have an interest in it.
Yeah.
And then the hand engraving, I didn't have an interest in that either. So I knew I did enough in high school that I like to like pierce out things, and shapes, and then make a ring, bend it around, take a flat piece of stock, basically bend it around, then set a stone on top,
So when I was in Spain, we went and saw a jewelry maker, and a lot of us bought jewelry for our girlfriends or wives, or both. No, I'm kidding. At this jewelry maker, and we got to sit in there and watch them kind of do so. And it seemed what I was watching, I would define as archaic. It was an anvil point on it, and they were saying, you're nodding along. Is that how you learned? Is that still?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah. You get a big sheet of metal and you say, oh, I'm going to carve out a belt buckle, and you pierce out like a bull. And then, I inlaid turquoise in it, and I did that for my brother.
Look at Travis's face light up.
Do you have this is going back to Monday's show. Do you have belt buckles at Fiscus Jewelers?
He can make it. Can you make us 2 giant belt buckles?
I can.
He can. Will you? No.
Yeah, it'll come at a price, right?
Right.
Oh,
man.
my.
So, Noel, I was assuming then that there had been some sort of huge technological advancement, and now you were essentially, doing your stuff on CAD. And okay, so now it's a hybrid of it.
Yes.
Okay.
We still do some hand fabrication, is kind of what you're talking about, where you take a piece of metal. You can buy it in a square or half round, bend it around, twist it, make a curved design on top of the ring. I'm sorry, I'm a little nasally.
No, that's fine.
But yeah, so that's called fabrication. We do some hand carving, and that's kind of, so I started almost 40 years ago. We would take a tube of wax you could buy, cut it off for how wide you want the ring, and then carve out the finger size, like she's a 6 or a guy's a 10, and then start shaping it and filing it and sawing off. It's, you're removing the wax and creating the design, and then maybe making the hole, or for the center stone, you burr it out. But anyway, then you get that all hand carved, and then you cast it. You put it in a flask. You put liquid investment in there. It hardens around whatever you make. You pull the bottom off after it hardens, and you cook it out in an oven overnight. It gets up to 1,350 degrees.
That's hot.
So now it's lost wax casting. So the wax is lost. And then we come in the morning, because it cooks out for about 12 hours.
Wow.
Then you melt your gold, and you melt it into you flip it over, and the hole is there. And it's the second oldest profession in the world. And so what's the first?
Being a hooker. Well, it's interesting because you know you went the right direction, and meaning you started a jewelry store because you know my daughter goes to the Savannah College of Art and Design, and there they have a whole jewelry making thing, but it's more for artists who want to go sell their stuff in the street or shop. And I'm like, yeah, that's great, but you need to expand and think beyond that. So when you go into diamonds, pearls, and stuff like that. That makes a lot more sense than, hey, look at this nice little, I mean, they're nice stuff, but it's like, you're not going to make a lot of money doing that, or it's going to be very hard and selling on an Etsy shop.
Right. So I'm sure, you know, that would be a great person to hire, right, at a jewelry store to start out, you know, doing bench work and that has, you know, they got the start, right? They have the skills, you got to have that hand-eye coordination to look at something and say, well, this is straight, or, you know, you didn't want your diamond set crooked, you know, so you got to have that ability to kind of, you know, visualize. And
do you ever have like a demonstration day? I mean, when people, because I've never been into your shop just because of my proximity, right?
Yeah.
Do you ever have like a demonstration day where people can come in? Because you were talking about Europe, Ross. When I go to Italy all the time, you see this and the craftsmen are doing it. Do you sit out in the shop and make this, or do you go in the back room?
Well, it's in the back room, but anybody's welcome to come to our back room. We bring people back to our back room all the time. And I guess we do an open house in the fall, like the store anniversary would be a time to do that too. But if somebody wants to see the shop, I have 2 full-time jewelers. I don't do as much work as I used to. I'm running the store, selling in the showroom, on the phone, tracking down gemstones, diamonds,
and you've got workers.
Designs.
You got people that can do that stuff for you now. Yeah.
And then kind of jumping back, we do a lot of CAD now because you could I could sit and carve a wax for 6 to 8 hours, you know, a very intricate design.
So
now I can do a sketch or send a picture. We outsource our CAD and to 2 different companies, and it's all done in India. And then we get the CAD image back. Then we can make changes easily. Sometimes we'll make 6 changes or even more than that at no charge. We don't charge for that. And then they cast the ring generally, and then we get the casting, or they'll even set the little side stones because a lot of the designs now have the little tiny diamonds. Then we set the center stone.
Okay.
And so it's just more efficient. It saves the customer lots of money. Honestly, a lot of people think custom, you know, costs a lot more. Well, it does when I sit there for 8 hours carving one ring. You know, that adds up quickly. But the CAD is almost, to us, it's almost done at the snap of a finger because we're not sitting down doing it. And yeah, so CAD is huge. It's changed the industry. It's let us double our business easily.
How much has the diamond conversation changed your business, or how much has that evolved because in your lifetime it's gone from it all had to be mined to now you've got a lot of lab grown stuff. What percentage are you at now with that, or what when people walk in the door, what are their expectations?
Engagement, I used to say for the last few years 7 out of 10 are man-made diamonds. Now it's probably 8 out of 10.
Okay.
I was just at our jewelry conference and our buying show. Some stores are 90%, like 9 out of 10 diamonds are the man-made. They're less expensive by a huge margin, like 20% of value. The value in a lab diamond or man-made is the money you save up front. There's no trade up. They're going to keep, they're just making them like popcorn. And, you know, they're going to keep going down in price. They really can't get much cheaper than they are now. A diamond I sold to a good friend 7 years ago was $8,000. I sell that same lab diamond now for $2,000.
Wow. Oh my gosh! Wow.
Yeah.
So
did your friend what? Hey, no, I need my $6,000 back.
Well, even at $8,000, it would have been $20,000+ natural. So he still saved a lot of money.
Yeah.
And then to piggyback on that, I guess it's a great time to buy a natural diamond because all the labs have brought down the price of natural diamonds. Like I've got a nice 2-carat that years ago would have been $20,000+. I got it for $15,000. And then I've got a nice 3-carat for $20,000 that would have been 30,000.
And
did
I
10 years ago?
Did I misunderstand something in there, Noel? That the real diamonds retain their value a lot better. Is that what you were saying?
Yes.
There? Okay.
We give 100% trade up. So if you spent 5,000 today, you bring that diamond in, we'll give you that same $5,000. You'll never lose a dime towards $8,000, $10,000 stones. So you can just keep stepping up.
Okay.
So they have value.
How did you pick we got the mom's MVP moment coming up. How did you decide, you know what, pearl earrings would be a good one here? Oh, he's got them.
Yeah. Well, because we always do diamonds, and pearls are popular, especially at Christmas time. I don't know. Can you see those?
Yeah, we can see those are nice. Those are big.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. They're 7 millimeters. So they're almost the size of a 2-carat diamond. A 2-carat diamond is 8 millimeters. And so, yeah, we just sold a really nice necklace and bracelet. You can wear, girls can wear the pearl earrings every day. But they've been popular. They're always popular at Christmas time, confirmation time, which is now Mother's Day too, so it was just, I've been doing this a long time, like you said, and you got to come up with something new every now and then. So I've never given away the pearls. And then here's my sales presentation. Here would be an add-on.
Ooh.
Yeah. And these are really nice cultured pearls.
How much is that?
1,500.
Okay. That's not bad.
I thought you were going to say 15,000.
No.
So did I. Well, why do we have you here?
Pearls are affordable. And that's one thing too. I don't think pearls have really gone up in price in 30 years,
Oh, wow.
They've maintained their value and they're affordable.
Why we have you here, I'm going to read the first MVP submission. Can I do that for you?
Yes.
It came from Aaron last night, and he goes, I'm going to try to keep it short. I'm definitely not very good at writing. My wife is my rock. We got together 23 years ago. I had 2 boys from a previous marriage, and I had full custody of them. So she stepped in right away, helped me raise my boys, taking them to the school, doctor, appointments, sports activities. She did it all without hesitation. She also taught me how to love and laugh again, but she also taught me how to talk things out instead of blowing up. I kind of see what Aaron's personality might have been. Actions I learned from my previous marriage, he says.
I was going to say, or it might have been the previous.
Yes. A few years after getting together, we had a beautiful daughter together. Fast forward 18 years later, and now my baby is graduating. My wife has been busy this last year making sure my daughter has had the best year of school ever, from planning dances, college visits, spring break, Cancun trip, and now getting ready for a graduation party. It's been a crazy few months, but wouldn't change it for the world. My wife is my ride or die. And side note, Ross, sometimes you mention growing up on the fairgrounds, stock car driver named Kevin Baker. That's my wife's daughter.
Hold
my
on.
wife is his daughter. My wife is his daughter.
Dude. I helped that guy build a stock car.
There you go.
That's the dude in Pleasant Hill you probably shouldn't have said that part, because now I'm going to feel like I got to have an inside. So, holy cow. Oh, that is so cool. That is so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
there you
great.
go.
Good story.
So I love doing these like we did with Valentine's Day. I just love the stories that come in. People get all creative. The Valentine's one was fun. We had some crazy stuff on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, this one's going to be a lot more.
Great story,
this one will be a lot more heartfelt.
This is a unique thing that you're doing, so it's really cool.
Well, it's because of you.
And I like it. No, I don't like it. I love it that you allow us to be us. And meaning, if it's crazy stories, the crazier the better, right? Because we thrive on the crazy. At least I thrive on the crazy.
What was the one we did for Valentine's Day where we did the song that makes you think of is that what it was?
Yeah.
I have a story that went with the song. That was fun. But this one is going to be a lot more heart tugging and stuff like that. Like that one That one hit home on all the other levels before he even mentioned the father-in-law. That's incredible. That's really, really, really cool. I've got some stories, man. That's cool.
I do have some advice for guys.
Okay.
So if you have a wife with children, it doesn't mean, don't say the old, you're not my mom.
Yeah.
That doesn't go over well.
You have to have a very special wife to accept that and go, okay, I'll stick around through this.
Yeah. So you need to get something for your mom and your wife. But I'm on this side of the aisle, right? I'm selling.
Yeah. And the best place to get that gift is Fiscus Jewelers.
No,
right?
that's the thing, though, man. You're not a guy that has ever been a salesman to me, ever. I've never gone in your shop and talked to you, any one of your workers, whether it's family or not, and felt sales pressure at all. It's a very personal experience. I was so glad when I found you, man, because before you, I was going to one of the big brand stores, and you walk in there and you absolutely feel that pressure of like a person that needs a commission.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And they need a sale, man. They got bills to pay and they just need some of your cash before you walk out that door. And I always loved that about going up and seeing you guys. It was like, man, we're here to help you out. We're going to do a lot better off if we become your jeweler for life. And we're just going to do what is right by you. You've always had that approach. I don't see you as a sales guy at all.
I'm not. I'm a bench jeweler and designer. And so what we try and do is educate. So years ago, when you came to buy an engagement ring, we only had to give you the presentation of a natural diamond. Well, now we give the presentation of the natural diamond, and then we go over to the man-made diamonds and talk about those too. And then we just let our customers decide. And, we educate, and there's different qualities, price ranges. I mean, it's probably not the greatest thing in sales for me, but I want to know your comfort zone. Like, I don't want to start showing you a $10,000 diamond and you're looking at spending $2,000. Then we'll just move right down to the $2,000 area, and I'm not going to try and sell you the $4,000 or $5,000 ring. I don't do that because I don't like that when I'm out there buying.
Every guy's had that experience where you see a ring or something, you go, oh man, she'd really like that. That would be really cool. And the person starts to present it to you, and then finally they flip the tag over, and you're like, I gotta leave. I gotta get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Always appreciated my experiences at Fiscus.
Thank you. And you don't want to make a customer, you have a budget, right? And so you don't want to make them feel bad, like, she needs a $10,000, ring, or she's going to say no or something, and the guy wants to spend $2,000 or $5,000. I don't operate that way, so I appreciate that.
Yeah, my wife doesn't even. I don't know if she wears the wedding ring anymore. I mean, she wears like Ross is. My wife's
mine doesn't either.
Yeah, because you're not married
anymore. From what I've heard, Ross, you need to put a ring on it.
Yeah, I do. Real soon, buddy. Real soon, probably. Yeah. Gonna run out of time on this new one. That's a good one.
Oh, you're not gonna run out of time. You got all the time in the world.
Travis, slow down.
Slow down.
People are wondering what Noel's security system is like after our conversation from yesterday.
Oh, it's a good one.
See, he's got a good one. He's got cameras. He's got a nice little touchpad.
He's got nice shit to steal.
I'm with Travis on this one.
Thank you, Noel.
Travis. You sleep good at night.
Yes, I slept much better last night knowing that my house was alarmed on.
Yeah. You can get made fun of all you want. You're going to sleep good.
I like the validation you're giving me.
He does.
I appreciate it. I need validation because Ross is never going to validate anything I do.
Not true. I was just telling you what a great dad and husband you are. Okay. I validate you on the important stuff.
Oh, the important stuff.
Yeah, the real stuff. I'm like, hey, the other stuff, it's for fun.
But see, from a listener standpoint, if you guys got along on everything, it wouldn't be any fun.
That'd suck.
So you guys are a great combo.
Well, thank you. We appreciate your partnership and support always, Noel.
Real quickly though, if people, we want them to try to win the earrings, but if they need to get up there and get a Mother's Day gift or even an engagement ring, what are your hours? What days are you closed?
The only day we're closed is Sunday. So Saturday's a big day. We're open 9 to 3, so we open up early. You can get out. Get going if you're an early riser. So Monday and Wednesday 10 to 6. Then the other days is till 5. So what's that? Tuesday, Thursday, Friday till 5. Sorry, I'm nervous.
No.
But anyway, and also call. We can stay late if you work till 6 every night. Just call the store, email us, whatever, and we'll make it work. I mean, I've come into the store many times on Sunday afternoon for customers from out of town, so we will work with you. So
excellent stuff. Noel, thank you for your time today.
Yeah,
Fun
you're the best,
conversation.
man. Always.
And thanks for supporting the show, and we'll get you a good winner up there. And
all right,
hopefully they get that pearl necklace to go with the earrings.
And thanks for sharing your story, man. I didn't know about the watchmaking school in Quincy, Illinois. That's
Neither
a
did
really
I.
cool part.
I had no
of it.
idea.
Yep, there's a few schools around. I think it's still going there. It's kind of hard to find, but yeah, there's a lot of schools anyway for like 1 week things, just like stone setting or wax carving and that kind of thing. So, but yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate
Thanks a lot,
you
Noel.
guys doing what
Noel.
you do, and keep up the good work. Have fun.
Thank you, sir.
Do the same.
We'll talk soon. Noel Fiscus of Fiscus Jewelers joining us. And, of course, if you have a mom's MVP moment, just go to therushradio.com, click on the promo tab, and you'll see Mother's Day right there. Tell us why your mom or your wife, who's the mom of your kids, is the MVP. And the better the story, the more chance you have a chance to win those $325 7mm cultured pearl earrings set in 14-karat gold.
I also want to mention his marketing lady, Jenna, who I worked with for 15 years at the radio station and became one of my really good friends and confidants, and was always a person that was there for me when she's been through a lot of life and used that stuff to help other people get out of holes that they were in. So she's an awesome lady as well. So Jenna, if you happen to be listening, love you much. Thanks for always being my friend.
If you're looking for a brand new home, you're going to need a mortgage for that loan and for that home, and that's when you're going to call Gary Presnell, a mortgage banker with Northwest Bank, financing residential homes the past 25 years. He offers a variety of loans, from conventional loans to new first-time buyer loans. All approvals for those loans are done locally by Northwest Bank, and Gary can get you pre-approved in 30 minutes. Can happen after hours, during the week, or even on the weekends. He's been the state of Iowa's top-producing mortgage banker the past 8 years. Go with a man who's trusted, who's proven, who delivers. Gary Presnell. Call him at 515-975-6767. It is the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
Hey, Iowa Lottery fans, it's Kyle Larson. High Limit Racing is returning to Iowa for 2 races in June, and you can win a chance to meet me, tour the pits, and watch the action from a VIP suite at Davenport Raceway or Shelby County Speedway in Harlan. Plus, score exclusive race day merchandise. Just enter your non-winning Diamond Dollars scratch tickets into the Iowa Lottery VIP Club for your chance to win. It's free and easy to join, so enter before May 4th, and we'll see you at the track.
The following advertisement is for people who like to save money.
Do you or a loved one suffer from chronic overspending, getting less but paying more? Then you may have a case of big HVAC. Now is the time to try Priority One. We set our own prices, which means you pay for what you need, not for anything else. And if you need a heating service or new furnace, now is the time to try Priority One.
Side effects of Priority One include increased happiness, extra peace of mind, and bonus cash for whatever you want. Please use responsibly.
At Iowa Floor Covering, we believe great floors start with great service. Whether you're looking for a plush carpet, durable LVP, timeless hardwood, stylish laminate, or beautiful tile, including custom tile showers, we'll help you find the perfect fit. No pressure, no pushy sales tactics. Just honest guidance from a team that listens. DIY Weekend Warrior, we've got the products and advice to set you up for success. Iowa Floor Covering, floors you'll love from people you can trust.
There are a lot of reasons to want a self-driving mower from Iowa Mobotics.
Being automated gives me more time to do my hobbies.
I travel so much for work that I don't have time to take care of the lawn, but I still care about how it looks.
And I'm just lazy. Gives me time to work in the wood shop instead of spending it on the mower.
It works in my schedule.
And I just really hate doing it.
No matter your reason, with Iowa Mobotics, spend less time mowing, more time living.
Boy, howdy, we love spring. Flowers, nature coming alive, pollen, bugs, rain. Wait a second. Those last three things aren't great. If only my Volvo had new wiper blades, engine air filter, and cabin air filter treated with FrigiFresh. Wait a third. That's the Fresh Spring Package available at Willis Volvo Cars for 20% off retail during the month of April. I better go online to Willis Volvo Cars to schedule my appointment, and you should too.
Your house wasn't built for bats, birds, or raccoons, but try telling them that. At Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions, we've been helping Iowans take back their homes for over 20 years. We use cost-effective, eco-friendly methods to solve wildlife and pest problems the right way. Birds in the vents, raccoons in your chimney, or moles in your yard. We have long-term solutions. Call Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions today at 515-218-3400, and let's make sure your home doesn't become their home.
Start spreading the news, cause it's time to buy booze, and there's only one place to be. You can see all your friends, the good times never end unless you're just loitering. It's Central City, we can make your dreams come true. No guarantee your dreams will come true. Central City, all this booze is waiting for you. Look at all this booze.
Game on, keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
Like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Hour number 2 of the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. And if you're looking for a new career, think about Willis Automotive. Willis Automotive is hiring sales and leasing consultants across all of their brands. You have a unique opportunity to cross-sell across a wide lineup. If you're looking to grow your career and work with multiple brands, this is your chance. Just go to willisauto.com for more. If you're listening on the audio stream at therushradio.com, the Rush Radio Android app, or the TuneIn app, thank you so much. Watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and like the video. Leave your comments in the comments section. Call the show at 515-517-2303 and follow us on social media. Coming up in about a half an hour, we are scheduled to be joined by Iowa State Athletic Director Jamie Pollard. Again, I stress scheduled because until they show up in the screen, I'm always crossing my fingers.
Yeah.
Crossing my fingers.
I had to fix my hair when I got back in. Not because, listen, I went to wake up Audrey, okay? I went in, I woke up Audrey. She was having a tough time waking up, so I had to do some extra cuddles. Cuddle Shark had to get in there a little bit, disrupt the morning. Cuddle.
I do miss those days, you know, because I don't have any kids in the house now. And it's like, I could go over and cuddle with my wife, but she'd go, I'm hot, get off of me.
And now with the security camera, she'd see you coming.
Yeah. Well, we don't have any cameras in the house.
Just kidding with you. You mentioned YouTube. I got to ask a question about something.
Yeah.
Audrey heard the Cuddle Shark.
Yeah.
She's probably scared now. Cuddle Shark scare you? Oh, she knows. She thinks she knows who the Cuddle Shark is.
Yeah. So what do you have about YouTube?
I got a question. So yesterday, a friend of mine reached out, and he was telling me about a video that he needs help with. He has a DVD that he wants to get onto the YouTube, essentially. My buddy Larry played basketball at East High on that '86 team that was super good. They went on, and a couple of those guys played professionally. Jason Reese and Maurice Newby went to UNI and led UNI to the NCAA tournament. But he has a DVD of those guys playing against Ruby Van Meter. And
so how long is the video? Is it like the whole game?
I'll have to find out. What's the limit? What do I need to?
Well, I'm just curious. There is no limit. I mean, so you could just create a YouTube account, put it on there, and it would be up there. Okay. Now, the problem is getting it from DVD to digitized because you need to upload the file to. So there's probably plenty of places in Des Moines that's going to cost you money to get it digitized. I actually have software that could do it, but you're probably better instead of driving it over and waiting for that to happen. You're better off paying probably the I don't know, $50 to $75 to get it digitized.
Okay.
And then you just take that file, which would be in an MP4 or an iMovie type thing, and just upload it to YouTube.
Okay.
But
all right.
so he needs to get that DVD digitized and onto a file.
He asked me, is there a way to do that? I'm like, I know there's a way to do it. I said, I don't know, but I know people that know. So I told him, I said, don't be surprised if I'm talking about you tomorrow morning on the show to ask the audience for a little bit of help. Tyler just said there's a spot on University and Clive between 86th and 72nd. All right, Tyler, thank you, man. I got a crazy busy day today, including Audrey getting out of school early. So I'll look for that. Thank you very much.
Lady Cyber says there is freeware. I actually, you can do freeware, but sometimes they put a watermark on it and stuff like that. You know, I have a paid version, but sometimes you can go down that road if you want to. But if he's asking you how to do it, I'm guessing he's probably not very technologically advanced to want to go down the freeware.
To try to figure out doing it on our own. That'd be a pain in the butt. A friend of mine just sent me a text with a place I can do this. Awesome. Glad I mentioned this. Very cool.
That's what I love about the community. When you need an answer, they'll provide you an ansare.
And I just think this is cool. I mean, Larry Young is such an awesome guy. He's a dude that I've looked up to my entire life. His whole family are admirable people. And that is something that I would love to do to be able to help him out a little bit. But he wants to do it because he says all of those kids that played at Ruby Van Meter, like that would probably be something that would be fun for their families to see too. So very cool. Okay.
You know, Ross, we talked about gambling yesterday quite a bit with Brendan Sorsby, and you will go back in time a little bit and you'll remember kind of that large scale point shaving scandal that hit college basketball. It included like 14 teams, really kind of smaller mid-major teams. Fordham was a part of that. Two former Fordham players, Elijah Gray and Will Richardson, have now been indicted by the federal government over this. Gray is actually he is cooperating with officials. He's pled guilty. He's avoiding a trial. He's going to await sentencing, and he's probably given names and doing all that. But he did say that he's taking the shoeless Joe Jackson approach, meaning he admits he was confronted. He admits that he accepted at the end, but when it got to the game, he realized, I'm just going to play it my normal way. Yeah. But he also understands there's consequences to your actions, right? So he's not denying that he was involved, but he did say, I didn't throw anything. Now, the interesting part, and Richardson is not cooperating. What I find interesting about this is you're like, how do you get approached on this? And this is where NIL and regulation really needs to take in of, if you're going to work with an agent, you have to be like certified. Right now, I don't believe college kids have to, you can work with a financial advisor, you can work with a friend, they can represent you. That has to change. You know, in the NFL, if you're going to represent somebody, you got to be like registered as an agent to not saying they're all reputable, but you know what I'm talking about. There's credentials that go along, because these guys were approached, Ross. They approached them as NIL agents. They said, hey, we have NIL opportunities for you. They sat and talked to them. Then right before the game with Duquesne, I believe it was, they got the text message, hey, $10,000 to $15,000 for you if you blow the game tonight. And if you recruit more teammates to do so, there could be even more money. So you're approached by, hey, I have an NIL opportunity. And if you're going to school at Fordham, $10,000 or $15,000 is a lot of money. You're like, okay. Yeah. And then you don't find out what you have to do to get said money until, they want me to, because once you do it once, they're going to come after you again, right? I mean, there's just shady people who prey upon other people. It's sad.
Travis, do you think, and I don't know. I don't know enough about gambling, and do you think that these lower levels like that are way more susceptible to this? Okay, so
I do.
Would a rule, I don't even know how I want to say this. I've never thought. It's a brand new thought in my brain, so I can't figure out how to verbalize it the right way. Would it be a benefit if we restricted what games could be gambled on? Like you can't find a Grand View line.
True.
Unless you're on the campus, right?
Exactly.
Would there be any benefit to saying, listen, it's got to be, and even these were Division I, they're just lower level. They're just,
I mean, let me give you why it doesn't work, or right now. So here in the state of Nebraska, you cannot bet. Sports betting is now legal here, right? But you cannot, when Nebraska or Creighton or UNO is playing at home, you can't bet on that game in the state of Nebraska. But all I have to do is cross the river, go into Iowa, and I can bet on the game, right? It's like you're saying, well, they're playing at home, and you're like, well, what's the difference at that point? If I can bet on the game everywhere else, you're not really doing anything by saying you can't bet on it here. So Ross, the only way to do what you're saying is just say you can't bet on college sports.
I don't want a rule like that. Burger McChick wrote in earlier. He says we're one game. He or she. I think Sean is a he. Haven't we talked to Sean? I think so. We're one gambling scandal away from destroying the belief in competitive athletics. Man, I'm there. I'm too much of a conspiracy theorist anyway. And I watched this deal last night. It was a podcast that was happening live when the Luka Doncic to LA Lakers trade happened. And the guys were like, oh man, this reporter got hacked. This reporter got hacked because he's saying Doncic to the Lakers for Anthony Davis. And they're laughing at it. And then in the 5 minutes of the video, they come to the realization it's real. And they're like, but they spend the first couple minutes laughing like, oh man, that dude got hacked. He got hacked and somebody put out the most ridiculous trade that there ever could be, because there's no way they do that. And then I started to play all that out in my head like, oh yeah, Dallas did okay. Why'd they do okay? Because they got the Lakers' first pick, and the Lakers ended up getting their envelope drawn out of the thing, and they get a generational talent by getting that thing pulled. Yeah, that was all planned. That was all part of it. It was all. And I watch this and I hear these things and I just go, I go back to that thing I said yesterday. You don't get caught the first time.
No.
You don't get
this.
Yeah.
And this is why I support legalized gambling the way you have it today, because Austin says the real question is this: despite the press getting this, do you think these things happen more or less before legal gambling? Probably about the same, if not more. Here's the deal. Because of the apps, because of you have a lot more attention now on when there's lines that are moving. There's constant communication between the casinos and the NCAA, the NFL. They recognize suspicious stuff a lot quicker than they did before.
I see. Okay. That absolutely passes the smell test of like, oh yeah, I see that. Because my first instinct would be, well, you got a lot more people gambling. You got a lot more, more apples in the pile. There's more chance for bad apples.
And there's truth to that, but I think it's easier to find. I'll go back to...
And you've got the casinos. You've always been really good about this, Travis. Like, the people that care the most about the cheating are the casinos.
The casinos, if there's no cheating, the casinos are going to come out on top, which is what they want.
Yeah.
And and believe it or not, sports books probably aren't the big money driver for casinos. They can get you in. They make their money off poker. They make their money off slot machines. They make their money off of blackjack, right? But this is but they don't want to lose money on a sports book. And they will be the first ones to throw up a red flag and say, something's not right here. And I think with all the analytics and everything running through computer systems now and apps, makes it a lot easier to find suspicion and inconsistencies that don't pass the smell test. And that's why I like gambling being legalized, because you'll find out about it a lot sooner now than maybe you did before. Did it happen before? Yes. Go back to, what was it, the late 70s, early 80s. There was a major point shaving scandal. I forget the school. I should know this, but I don't. But I remember that. I didn't know what point shaving was. I go, what's that? Because I was just a kid, and then you learn about it. And
dude, I learned about it from Blue Chips.
Yeah.
I swear to God, I was still a kid. I was still, early teens when that Nick Nolte Shaq movie came out with Blue Chips, and they were they had they went through that entire process. As a baseball nerd, I knew about the 1919 White Sox. I knew the Joe Jackson thing that you mentioned early on, and then I watched 8 Men Out as a kid, and understood that even when gambling, even 100 years ago now, God, almost 110 years ago now, gamblers they don't care about what your thoughts are on the regulations and the rules and the standards and the morals. They don't give a shit about that.
Especially if you're an addict, right? I think there are some people a lot of people, probably the majority, bet casually and don't have a problem. And maybe that's a blanket statement that I'm not qualified to make, but I want to believe that the majority of people who bet do it for entertainment. If you're an addict, that's when you don't care. Or if you say, hey, I have an opportunity to make money.
Well, and Travis, there are people that just don't care about the rules and the regulations, and they don't care. We talked the other day about those movies that you like, where they celebrate the gangsters. Those guys didn't care what you thought about them or what your expectations for a civilized society was. They didn't care about that. What they care about, their money, their money, their money. That's it, the money. Huh. Man, Travis, I still love sports. I still watch sports. I never watch a game and think, I'm not critical. I'm watching the game for the entertainment and the joy,
and that's
the
what
fun.
I watch it for.
Right. And then this stuff happens weeks, years, decades later. You find out about it, but I've never watched a game and gone, hey, maybe that guy missed a shot on purpose. Oh, that turnover was suspicious. No, a guy turns the ball over and you go, oh man, that was dumb. Not, oh, that was illegal.
Now, the fun way to gamble or win money would be the weekly woohoo. And Chad was a weekly woohoo winner. Look at this. Got his prize pack from the Iowa Lottery, won $15 on scratch tickets, and 2 $8 winners on Millionaire for Life. His grand total of $31 just for playing the weekly woohoo.
We're giving away money, folks. That's what we're doing. Hopefully not $31 at a time. And I think even the Iowa Lottery would be like, good, that's awesome. I can't wait for a big one. Maybe it'll be this week. Yeah, Chad sent us a couple pictures and stuff. He was having fun with it, man. Chad dove all in.
Yeah.
Love it.
That's why we like giving away stuff.
Travis, can I ask you about this one? Because a few people have mentioned this name in the last couple of days to me. And when I was on with John Hinton and his podcast, he shared the funny Ronnie Harmon story about Hayden Fry. Do you remember the funny Ronnie Harmon story with Hayden Fry?
The only thing I remember about Ronnie Harmon is fumbling 4 times in a Rose Bowl against UCLA. I can't get past it.
So I'll tell you the funny, and then I'll ask you about that, because the funny story that we'd always heard here in Central Iowa, whether it's true or not, was that Hayden Fry had some recruits walking through the facilities one day, and Ronnie Harmon is in the shower, and Ronnie Harmon was very famously well endowed. Okay. And these kids see Ronnie Harmon in the shower, and Hayden Fry can see that they've seen Ronnie Harmon in the shower. And Hayden Fry says, "Don't worry, boys. You come to Iowa, I'll make a man out of you too." Whether it's true or not, that's the story that I've always heard about Ronnie Harmon. When you think about that, and you just brought it up, and Berger wrote in, best gambling educator ever. Was that something? Again, I was a kid, dude, and my dad wasn't a gambler. He wouldn't have talked about it. Was that something that, like, how long did it take before people all of a sudden were like, hey, man, that was suspicious?
I mean, that Rose Bowl is what, 84, 85? I was 14 years old. I didn't think anything of it probably till I got to college and went, wait a minute. Guy didn't fumble but like once all year, and you fumble 4 times in a game? Doesn't make sense to me.
82, they lost to Washington, but yeah, it was January 1st of 86 that they lost
86.
to UCLA.
Okay. I probably didn't put it together until I became more educated on what it was. Like, yeah, no, there's no proof, but it always goes through your head because he was not a fumble machine during the regular season. And you're like, man, what could have been? But I think, would you say more Hawkeye fans that you know, I'm not talking about the majority of Hawkeye fans, the ones you know, what do they believe?
That Ronnie Harmon was paid to fumble the football. The majority. I've brought his name up to other people I won't mention whose lip curled. That I thought they would be like, oh man, no, you didn't. They were hitting us hard that day. You bring up his name and the conversation screeches to a halt. You go, oh, okay. Let's talk about other things. I don't know, man.
So to answer the previous question, do we think it's been around? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is it more prevalent now, or is it more easily tracked, or
I think it's more easily
down?
tracked.
I think so, or tracked down, whatever you'd want to say about that, how.
And this isn't the end. You're going to hear more about it. Just because of the nature of the analytics, and now you have casinos going, hey, take a look at these trends, and it's you can kind of find them. So, speaking of betting, you got the Kentucky Derby coming up this weekend. You excited for the Kentucky Derby, Ross? You big horse racing guy?
Dude, I saw an old friend of mine, Jeff Holdorf, the other day. Holdy was working and delivering some stuff, and I happened to see him as I was leaving lunch and had a 10-second conversation about the Derby. I have seen one story about the Kentucky Derby, and when I mentioned it to Holdy, I had several of the details wrong. The story that I had seen was about this one particular trainer who's been trying his entire life to get a horse into the Derby. And he had lost, the story that I'd heard or seen was that he had lost his wife, and now he got his first horse into the Derby. As I started to mention that to Holdy, he was like, nah, you're off a little bit on this. It's actually a trainer that worked his entire life to try to get a horse into the Derby. The trainer passed away, and now he has 2 horses that have made it into the Derby this year.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and again, I don't even know the names of the horses. It's the Kentucky Derby. To me, went the way of the Heisman Trophy and the Olympic ceremonies and all that a long time ago. When it's on, normally I'm at Adventureland, I watch it on my phone after it happens or something like that, or sneak over to the Rascallion and watch. But no, I don't. Not something that I'll go out of my way to seek out. I know nothing about it. I don't consider those horses that like Tyler wrote, any Iowa horses. Tyler, there's never been an Iowa horse. There have been Iowa owners. There's been owners that paid money to have horses run in the Derby. There's never been an Iowa horse in the Kentucky Derby. And that never was like a thing that I was like, oh, listen, when Jason Luch and the Donegal racing group had that, was I rooting for those horses? I mean, come on. I knew a dude that owned a horse in the Kentucky Derby. That was freaking sweet. But outside of the connection for me was to the guy in Ankeny. It was to the guy who I've shaken hands with and talked with and sat in rooms with and got to know, and his friend of friend type of thing. I was rooting for him. I couldn't even tell you the name of the horses though, for the most part. And those were even times when afterwards I'd text somebody, how did Jason's horse do? So I didn't, no, it's not. I mean, is there a storyline that I should, because if there's a fun storyline, I'd be happy to
I don't think there's a fun storyline. I always, if I bet the Kentucky Derby, I don't know how to read a racing form to save my life. I know what the odds are. I always bet by a name, though, right? It's like, okay, what horse has the coolest name? Renegade, by the way, is your odds-on favorite right now at 4-1 odds, but he's starting from the number 1 post. You got Albus, Intrepido, Litmus Test, Right to Party. What a great horse name, Right to Party. You got a right to party. I know I changed it a little bit.
Okay. I was just curious. I was like, oh.
You got Commandment. You got Dan and Bourbon. So Happy. The Puma.
Okay. So Happy was the horse that I had heard the trainer's wife passed away.
Okay.
So that I remember that horse's name in that sense, that was one that I thought was interesting.
All right, let's take a break right now because Jamie just hopped on. We're going to take a break. We're going to come back, and Jamie Pollard, Athletics Director at Iowa State, joining us on the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Game on. Keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
Hey Iowa Lottery fans, it's Kyle Larson. High Limit Racing is returning to Iowa for 2 races in June, and you can win a chance to meet me, tour the pits, and watch the action from a VIP suite at Davenport Raceway or Shelby County Speedway in Harlan. Plus, score exclusive race day merchandise. Just enter your non-winning Diamond Dollars scratch tickets into the Iowa Lottery VIP Club for your chance to win. It's free and easy to join, so enter before May 4th, and we'll see you at the track.
Hey everybody, Mason Miller, sales manager out here at Mini Des Moines, and we have some exciting new offers going on this month. Right now, you can purchase an all-new 2026 Mini Countryman with up to $2,000 on that purchase and 0.9% at 48 months, or lease it as low as $369 a month with $4,200 down and leverage up to $2,500 towards it. For more information on these exciting offers and others on some of our other models in the lineup, visit your favorite Mini motoring advisor in our showroom or online at miniofdesmoines.com.
Hi, it's Noel. At Fiscus Jewelers, we're honored by the fact that our customers continue to come back on purpose, and that trust means everything to us. For years, we've been privileged to be a part of life's most meaningful moments, and we never take that responsibility lightly. We proudly offer the largest inventory in Ankeny, cutting-edge custom designs, including free CAD drawings, and a team that takes the time to get it right. Thank you for choosing us year after year. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
Hi, I'm Tom, owner of Central City Liquors. Our customers love us because we offer a large selection at an affordable price. And to keep costs low for you, we don't splurge on fancy promotions and expensive equipment. This commercial is being shot on a phone taped to a stick. Anyway, we are proud to announce our new rewards program that allows customers to save more the more they buy. So don't spend more to pay for fancy commercials. Save at Central City, where we know what's important. I told you we should have used duct tape.
Buy 3, get 1. Buy 3, get 1. Buy 3, get 1.
For the month of April.
When you buy 3 tires,
Get 1 free. Schedule online.
at williscadillac.com.
It's just that easy.
Back like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
If you're not feeling right, don't ignore it. Treat it, but treat it your way. Urology Center of Iowa has dedicated men's health wellness center designed to restore your confidence and your comfort and put you back in control. Because at UCI, you get personalized treatment based on you and nobody else. You deserve a clear plan, a private, tailored experience, and judgment-free care. That's UCI. Schedule an appointment with UCI at iowauro.com. You know, really since December, Jamie Pollard's probably been one of the busiest guys in college athletics, and he's joining us now, driving safely. I see he's come to a complete stop, and he's got a nice moonroof too. Good morning, Jamie.
I love those. How are you doing, Jamie?
Good morning.
How are you doing? Has this been one of the craziest stretches that you've had as an athletic director?
I don't know. It's 21 years. You see a lot, so it all evens out over time. But
Okay.
all's good.
All right, good attitude.
You know,
Not surprised.
we talked about the Tailgate Tour yesterday, and we're going to get to that. But because of the news that broke last night, and that is the expansion of the NCAA tournament, possibly going to 76 teams. That's kind of the breaking news. Your thought on the expansion of the tournament?
I'm probably neutral to it. I'm not, I think it's obviously a big news because it's the NCAA basketball tournament, but quite frankly, it makes. It doesn't really matter to me. If that's what they want to do, then that's what they want to do. And more teams will get to play in the NCAA tournament.
You're in a good position with your men's basketball team right now, where expanding the tournament doesn't really affect much for you.
Well, that's at this point in time, but over 21 years, you always are in a 1 or a 2 or a 3 seed. I do think one of the things that most people are not going to realize is, although it's an expansion, what it also means is teams that would have been in now are going to have to play on Tuesday and Wednesday, where in the old format, they would have just been on Friday, Saturday. So you have to, when you add the 8 teams, you're really taking 8 teams that would have been in that now have to play on Tuesday, Wednesday. So, and those teams will be, 11, 12, 13 seeds. So there'll be some consternation next spring when people realize, wait a second, our NCAA tournament is, we played Saturday or Friday in the Big 12 tournament, and now we got to play Tuesday. And then that's it if we lose. So that's going to be a little bit of the drawback, but I think the broader part of it, of having more teams in, will be good.
Jamie, I'm curious about this because I'm pretty outspoken about this, and that they're expanding the men's to 76, and I believe the women's to 76. I don't think the women's.
That's my understanding.
Yeah, I don't think the women's tournament's ready for it. There's not as much parity there. And when we were getting to the Final Four, I did the score breakdowns of the top seeds against everybody. They won by like an average of 20 points. Does adding to the? Are you only doing? You think they only do it for equity reasons, or is there an actual need for 76 women's teams to be in the tournament?
Well, it definitely will be done for equity reasons. If we learned anything from the COVID experiment, that if you don't do it equally, there'll be you'll have problems. So and then secondly, what I would add is those extra games, are going to be games that are going to be 12 versus 12 and 16 versus 16. So the extra games that get added will actually probably be fairly competitive games. Now, whether they're games the world wants to tune in and watch on both either the women's or the men's, will be the eye of the beholder, because on the men's side, it's probably going to be a power. I know this from being on the committee. Forever, who were the last 5 or 6 teams that didn't get in, and 95% of those teams are power conference teams that had losing records in their conference. So, you're going to have teams that are 6 and 12 in their conference playing in those games.
Yeah, I'm not excited about that. I almost wish there was a rule that if you weren't 500 in your conference, you don't get to go to play in the NCAA tournament. And that was one thing I didn't like about it, Jamie, when they announced it, is that in the ESPN article, at least, and that we know 1% of what's happening and what's going to happen. But from reading the ESPN article, it looks like it's going to be an expansion of exactly what you're talking about. Power conference programs that were on the bubble that didn't make it will now be allowed to, they kind of just slid the bubble down another 8 teams, and according to the way I'm understanding it.
Well, and that's exactly what happens, because what you have to remember, and I don't know if I have the exact numbers right, but it's going to be close enough for the discussion. Of the 68 teams, believe there are 32 automatics and 36 at-larges, let's say. Okay, so the 32 automatics is going to stay the same, and the 36 at-larges is now going to become 44 at-larges.
Yeah.
Okay, well, those 8 additional at-larges would have been the teams that were the last 8 not in the tournament. And, very seldom is there a mid-major in there. If there is, there's 1, maybe 2 at the most. So it'll be 6 more teams. So if you would look at like this past year, I'm just trying to remember off the top of my head who wasn't, like Oklahoma didn't get in, and
Indiana.
Indiana, and so they
Yeah.
were teams with losing records in their conference.
The other rule change that we're about to see is the age requirement or the set number of eligibility 5 for 5. Your thoughts on that? Does that change much from a financial standpoint, from a recruiting standpoint? What's your view on the clock starts as soon as you graduate high school or turn 19 and you get 5 years?
I think it's simpler. It's just easier to explain. I mean, we've got kids right now that are in their 8th year. We played in the bowl game 2 years ago, and a kid was in his 9th year. Because everybody was getting a waiver for anything and everything. And so under this new rule, it's just you got 5 years to do 5. So if you get hurt, you just lost one of your years. You're not going to be able to, come back and say, well, I was supposed to get 5, so now I get 5 and 6. No, there's going to be no more waivers. What I think it will do in football is you're going to see a whole bunch of high school kids that are going to bypass their spring semester of high school, because now, currently you can come in redshirt, and so you weren't going to play that first year. But under this scenario, you're going to want to use that first year. And so if you're a freshman, you're going to want to get here as soon as possible to show the coaches that you should be playing. So I'll bet you're going to have a whole bunch of high school kids that are going to early enroll in January. And you already have some that do that, but not everybody. But I think everybody is going to do that, which, to me is a shame, because, none of us need to, rush through whether it's high school or college. I mean, there'll be kids that are going to be missing out on their spring sport, whether it's track or baseball or
prom.
Prom. Because they're rushing to grow up. And
well, and Jamie, I had a question about we talked about this just briefly yesterday, and Travis mentioned that. He said, I think this might cause kids to leave early. And for a moment, my head paused and thought, well, if it's based on 5 years on the calendar, and we have a lot of bowl games that now happen in January, if a kid comes and joins in January of 2026, and now we fast forward 5 years and it's his senior year, is he still eligible to play that January bowl game? And maybe I'm overthinking it, which is usually the case.
You're overthinking it.
Okay.
You can't, the kid that early enrolls, isn't eligible to compete that year. So you couldn't early enroll and then play in a bowl game and then start your clock for 5 years. When you early enroll, you're just enrolling in school, and technically you can practice, but you can't compete.
Okay.
That makes sense.
All right. You've had a lot of changes. We had a chance to chat with Coach Metcalf, which was awesome. I want to talk, because we haven't had a chance to meet Coach Rogers yet. So can you yeah, unfortunately, we'll have to have you set that up for us. What are expectations for Coach Rogers and the Iowa State football team? What should Cyclone fans, what do you think reasonable expectations are for this year? And maybe what are your expectations for a 5-year window?
Well, I'll go back to 10 years ago when Coach Campbell came in that first year. And what I recall about that first year was, every week you could just tell we were getting better. And other than, we got whacked when we went to Iowa that year. I mean, we got beat bad. And it might have been the only beatdown Coach Campbell had in his 10 years. Because after that game, from that point on, we were just in every game competitively in that first year. And then towards the end of the year, we won a couple games, and, we ended up creating a whole bunch of momentum. I think, my expectations will be better than that this year, because I think the nucleus that he has here and the whole concept of the transfer portal allowed us to get better quicker than maybe that first year under Coach Campbell, where you just had what you had. That being said, I love it that the expectations will be pretty low, because you can probably only, be better than what people are thinking. So I ultimately have, no idea until we start playing the games.
Okay.
But I feel really confident about, the system that they're putting in place and how the kids are working. And I think we'll be better than people think. Expectations for 5 years. Wow. That's getting out over one's skis. But You can see in him and his staff, these guys are really good at what they do, and they're pretty cohesive. You know, one of the things he talks about, he just did it at the Gridiron Club last weekend. What made it very attractive of coming here is we let him bring his entire staff. And so we always talk in football that one of the keys to success is continuity of coaching staff. And so these guys have been together for several years now. They won at South Dakota State. They won at Washington State. And so I think they fully plan to win at Iowa State.
You add women's wrestling, which, by the way, was the right move. When this all first happened, we were talking about flag football, and I'm like, I don't get the flag football thing. Culturally, it makes sense. When you announced that gymnastics was going away, did you have a pretty good sense at that point that it was going to be women's wrestling, or did you do really good due diligence to say what would be the best sports to add?
Well, I would say both, because, I mean, I'm on record. I mean, hey, the paper does FOIAs of all your emails. You know, prior to the gymnastics deal, you know, I've got a whole handful of emails I sent to young women that had written me about, are we ever going to have wrestling at Iowa State? And I basically said, I'm sorry, but we're not, because, you know, you're just not going to add a sport in this climate right now, right? So we were not planning to do that. And so I know there's some conspiracy theorists out there, and they're overthinking it way too much, Ross.
That's what we do.
But as soon as it happened, yeah, you know, we did do our due diligence, but, you know, have to be sleeping under a rock not to be thinking, well, wrestling's going to be a leader in the clubhouse. And so they were in the leader in the clubhouse from day one, and they held the lead throughout it and pulled away down the end.
Was there a sport that ever nipped on its heels? Was there a sport that you gave real good?
I don't know if a sport nipped on its heels, but the flag football push, because flag football's coming, and the NFL is putting money behind it, and a lot of schools are wanting to do it, and it's picking up a lot of steam. It's probably got more steam nationally in the shortest period of time than any other sport I've seen. But that being said, culturally, we had to answer, like, what fits at Iowa State and what's going to be the best long-term play for us. And women's wrestling was clearly that. I do think at some point in time in the future, we'll have to answer the question about, well, is there a space for flag football? Wow. If it continues to grow at the rate I think it's going to grow.
Holy cow.
You know, you'd have to be living under a rock to not know that, you know, women's basketball had a lot of defections. You stuck with Bill Fenley on that, and because you had people, there's wild conspiracy theories out there about everything. And as Ross said, people probably know 1% or don't know everything that happened. But when you see, you know, people deflect in football and then women's basketball, is there any way to get this transfer portal under control, or is it just the nature of the beast that we have to live with today?
Well, until we can get some kind of protection from an antitrust standpoint, it's the world we're going to have to live in, because we got here because of lawsuits. And so you're not going to get out of it, because you're just going to continue to get sued unless we get some kind of antitrust protection. And, you know, one of the fascinating things on the White House committee that I'm on, you know, Randy Levine is the chair of it. And I've said to him many times, you know, the Yankees don't have to worry about the Dodgers talking to their players or their manager when they're under contract. You can't do that in professional sports. You know, if you sign a 5-year deal and you take the minimum salary in baseball and you win the MVP, you got two choices. You can shut up and finish out your contract for whatever you signed for, or you can sit out and not be paid. But you don't have the ability to have your agent threaten the Yankees that you might go to the Dodgers unless they change your contract. It doesn't work that way, because they've got antitrust protection that allows that. And we don't have that. And until we have some kind of protection like that, we can't even address the issue, because, you know, we have the unlimited transfers because we lost, you know, in West Virginia in a court case that 10 other states supported. And so we're stuck with it.
We knew that there was a problem, and if you need a clip to show to people how bad it is, we had Coach Fenley on the week that he was preparing for the NCAA tournament, and we were asking him about basketball, and in the middle of the interview, he said, guys, I'm spending more time talking to agents right now than I am preparing for a game, and not in a way of like, hey, this we felt it come through the screen in our interview with him of this isn't the world I signed up for.
Yeah, and it's right, and but it's the world we're in, and so you either adapt or die, and so you've got to figure out how to adapt. And TJ has done an amazing job adapting, even though it's still really, really hard, because you're trading on culture and you're trading on history and what we all would like it to be, but you're up against a part of the audience that just doesn't really care about that. Some just want to make it a transaction. And so it's a lot harder to find those that will still value those other elements. And, he was very successful this past year figuring that out, but it's getting harder and harder to do that.
So you've got the Tailgate Tour coming up, and we were bragging about it yesterday. It's really one of the most well-run events that I've been to, and you've got it strategically where you go around the state. This has been one of your brainchild, and it keeps getting, I think, bigger and better every year. What do you like about the Tailgate Tour, and what does it offer your athletic department?
Well, it gives us a chance to go out to the people. We spend all year here in Ames where we bring all the people to us. And, this is our chance to go to their home turfs and take our coaches and our staff, out. I always tell people at Iowa State, if you can't get an autograph and a handshake and an attaboy from one of our coaches, you aren't trying, because they're in your community once a year at least doing that. And so what will be really exciting about this year's Tailgate Tour is obviously, Coach Rogers' first time around the state, which will be really neat. But we're taking all three wrestling coaches. We're taking, Allie, we're taking Brent, and we're taking Kevin. And they're going to be up on the stage with John Walters, just wrestling by itself. So that alone will be pretty fun because, hey, put Kevin Dresser and a mic, you never know what you're going to get. Right. But now you add Brent Metcalf and Allie to it, and it should be actually kind of neat.
That is strange to hear you say three wrestling coaches, Jamie. When you said that, it took my brain a half a beat to go, oh, yeah, technically Dresser is still. So he's like a general manager of the two programs.
Yeah, because he won't be coaching. Okay. But at least coaching the student athletes. He'll be coaching Allie and helping coach, Brent, just on what does it mean to be head coach and all the other things that go into it. But back to the Tailgate Tour, that's what's neat, because you just put people front and center, and it's I always enjoy just being able to meet people and shake their hand and but be in their territory. For once, they don't have the long commute. So
yeah. How much does the noise, Jamie, get into your office? When these things are happening and things are getting tumultuous, we obviously are kind of at the forefront of hearing fans. Travis and I are both big fans of yours. We find ourselves oftentimes, I would say, even kind of being defenders or apologists for you a little bit. How often does that noise get to you? How hard is it for you to stay in the background and not say, hey, you guys know 2%. Let me give you another 10% of the information?
You'd be lying if you said you didn't hear the noise. I have always said from day one, if you cut me, I'll bleed. If you punch me, I'll bruise. And if you insult me, I'll hurt. Okay? Because I am human, right? But you do find ways that you just have to cut certain things out of your life, because it's just not healthy. It's not productive. It just, it causes you to be distracted. So you gotta, certain things just get eliminated. It kills me to think, I haven't had a newspaper subscription in probably 7-8 years. Right. And one of the drawbacks of that is I know nothing about the local high school sports. Right. Where when my kids were in high school, or when I was in high school, you lived for the morning paper to see your name in the paper, right? And I don't even pay attention to that anymore. And so, people that I know that have kids, I wish I knew more. I could see them today and go, hey, your kid had a 3-run homer last night to beat Roland Story, right? But I've just eliminated that because it just was a distraction. that was unhealthy. I'll be candid. This doesn't help your ratings, but I listen to my I don't even listen to satellite radio. I listen to what I've got on my phone through my car when I'm driving, so I don't even listen to radio anymore. But,
well, we have an app. You can easily just put us right in. I mean, all you have to do is plug us in. It's that simple.
And you don't have to read the comments.
But what's funny is, so we had trivia night Saturday night, which makes me about useless when there's anything that's like music or movies in the last 5 years, because I'm clueless.
Oh,
because
man.
I couldn't even tell you, we had Luke Combs here for the concert, which was awesome, right? But he starts saying, well, off my new album, here's a couple of new songs. And I'm like, he's got new songs? I didn't even know that.
Hey, speaking of high size house of trivia, when are we going to expand that for some new folks to get in there?
Oh, scarcity is a value, right? So we've got 100 tables. And, it's amazing because there's people, it's like having your season tickets. You don't give up that table.
Yeah.
So, we have probably like a 99% renewal rate on the 100 tables.
I didn't even know you had people back out. I've had friends that are on that waiting list. And
gosh, yeah.
Yeah, the other day they were like, how have we never been allowed to get a table in this place? I think it's some of the names.
We're trying to rival, can you be a season ticket holder for the Green Bay Packers, or can you become a table owner for Size House of Trivia? It's a close race.
Jamie, I know you got a meeting that you have to get to, so I promised Nick we'd have you off by 7:50. It's 7:50. We always appreciate the time. We're getting accused of throwing you softballs. I didn't think we threw you softballs, but thanks for the candor.
Ball. Come on, give me one hard. What's a hard ball you had? Come on, Ross,
pissed?
I know you got him.
How mad were you that Audie Crooks transferred when she gave up a chance to be a legacy and secure a legacy at Iowa State? How mad were you?
Mad wouldn't be the right word. Probably just sad, because I'll give you a great story. Is that weekend at football practice, we had like the former players could come back, and Marv Sealer and I were standing there talking, and we were talking about this particular issue. And here he said and he wasn't necessarily talking about her, but just all the transfers, right? And he said, where are these guys going to be when they want to come back to a practice 20, 30 years from now, like I am this weekend? And how fun this is to be around my teammates. Which school do you go back to if you've played at 3 schools in 4 years? What Hall of Fame do you get to go in?
Right.
And so in her case, what's sad is, for Ashley Jones, Ashley doesn't have to worry about her all-time scoring record getting broken yet. Yeah. But you're never going to have your jersey in the rafters. You're never going to be in the Hall of Fame. And so those things, I'm just sad because I think, if you use today's value system, I don't think they realize the cost that's going to be there down the road for them. But 20 years from now, maybe that won't be a value to anybody. I don't know. Maybe I'm the one that's wrong, that I value my alma mater wants to put you in the Hall of Fame, or my alma mater wants to put your banner up. Well, maybe 20 years from now, the kids today would say, what? So? That's not a big deal. I think it's a big deal.
I think you're on the right thing. Is you don't realize it till 20 years ago going, oh, they're not going to put me in the Hall of Fame. Even though I had 3 great years, I walked away and I gave that up opportunity, and then you have regrets because whatever money she got's not going to last. It's not life-changing money. So
right. So that's why I go back and say it's not mad, because you know what? It's not your or me. It's her life, right? Yep. Or any kid's life. They can do what they want to do, but sometimes I just sad because I don't know if they realize what they're trading in today. It's like we started. The kid that's going to give up his senior year of track and baseball to come in to practice early. That's a choice, and that's great. But are they going to realize what they're really giving up later in life? Yeah. Because I've always said, I tell high school or college kids all the time, one piece of advice: stay in college as long as you can. Because the real world is waiting for you, and it will keep waiting for you.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
And once you're in it, you're in it. There's no getting out of that pool.
All right, Jamie,
Thanks,
get to your
Jamie.
meeting. We appreciate the time. Hope we can do it again, and let's catch up and have fun on the tailgate tour.
Thank you.
Thank you. Jamie Pollard joining us on the Rush Radio Show. Good stuff from Jamie, and he just confirmed what we talked about with Audie, is that you're not going to be in the Hall of Fame. You're not going to be in the rafters. Well, at least while he's athletic director, somebody else could make that switch. But yeah,
that's the man. That when that first got announced, it's like you're giving up something big here. So unique. So unique what she had by the tail there at Iowa State, in a community, by the way, it's different than the Hawkeyes. The way the Cyclone fans embrace and hold on to those people. I'm not saying that the Hawkeyes don't do it. Hawkeye fans don't get excited. This isn't a knock on you. I just, from my perspective, I see my Iowa State friends holding on to that legacy thing from Cyclone athletes a lot stronger. And Audie had it. She had, I like nobody I'd seen before. She had that. And that was what I was afraid she was walking away from. Again, man, I go back to that thing. We know 2% of what happened. And and I think that if you look at it, that timeline of what happened, when all the girls left, my thought was, oh, Fennelly's retiring. Coach Fennelly told him he's leaving, and that's why all these girls are bailing. That's the only reason Audie would leave, is because Coach Fennelly's leaving. And then, like, the next day, they came out and no, he's going to be here. Like, oh, something that doesn't math right away. We don't know. We're missing a huge part of the equation in order to get to where we are with this. So interesting.
Very interesting. And so we thank Jamie Pollard for coming on. I think am I wrong, or is it the first interview he's done in a long time?
I haven't seen him on in a while. So yeah, big thanks to him for coming on. Good job on you for reaching out and getting a hold of him. Maybe we can get Coach Rogers on too. That'd be pretty cool.
Don't get me wrong. I would love to have Jamie on for an hour, right? If we get to sit down and have, and it is, kind of hard when you're looking into a phone and you rebuilding that report, just taking the conversation. But it'd be fun to sit down for an hour with the AD.
I love it. Hey, they think we're throwing you softballs. Then let's go. Throw me one. I don't know what's a hard one, because I want to do that too. That's why we say the things we say about Jamie Pollard. Because when you say, oh, they think we're throwing you softballs, okay, then change it up. Let's go. What's the hard one? What's going on with Audie? What happened with that basketball team?
I mean, because people say
that's the core of it. I think
that's the core of it. I mean, everybody brings up football. They followed their coach. We understand that, and it shows you what a relationship business is. Right? They came here for Matt Campbell. They left because Matt Campbell is gone. Audie Crooks was a different story. And the truth is, that's been what's dominated the headlines the last couple months. And it's had a ripple effect of what people think is going on in the athletic department.
See, like Mike says, I understand wanting to burn bridges, but ask him about the pre-recorded videos. Guys,
I wanted to. I did.
Really? I don't even know how you'd ask about it. Like, that's become the norm.
Yeah, I did want to, and I was trying to weave it in, but I didn't. I tried to take a conversation kind of where it's going. That's why if we have an hour with the AD, that'd be a lot more fun one.
Fast show
everybody.
Today. Fast show.
Fast show. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll be back tomorrow. Keith Mondillo joining us at 7:30 tomorrow. If you haven't heard Keith, it's a great conversation. You'll want to hear from him. It is the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Start spreading the news, 'cause it's time to buy booze, and there's only one place to be. You can see all your friends, the good times never end, unless you're just loitering. It's Central City. We can make your dreams come true. No guarantee your dreams will come true. Central City. All this booze is waiting for you. Look at all this booze.
Hi, Noel from Fiscus Jewelers. Thinking about popping the question? Take their breath away with a diamond you can trust. Rare and forever natural diamonds. Thoughtfully selected and pre-screened using advanced technology. If you don't see exactly what you're looking for, we'll custom design it together. Our experienced team is here to help you create something truly meaningful. And let's not forget about the guys. We proudly offer the largest selection of men's wedding bands around. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
Hey everybody, Mason Miller, sales manager out here at Willis Infinity, and this month we have some exciting new offers going on. Take advantage of up to $6,000 in retail cash on an all-new 2026 QX60, or lease a QX60 autograph for as low as $799 with $39.99 down. Also, on this beautiful QX80, take advantage of up to $9,000 in retail cash, or 0% at 60 months on the QX80 autograph or sport. For more information on these exciting offers and more, visit our showroom or online at willisinfinity.com.
Hey Iowa Lottery fans, it's Kyle Larson. High Limit Racing is returning to Iowa for 2 races in June, and you can win a chance to meet me, tour the pits, and watch the action from a VIP suite at Davenport Raceway or Shelby County Speedway in Harlan. Plus, score exclusive race day merchandise. Just enter your non-winning Diamond Dollars scratch tickets into the Iowa Lottery VIP Club for your chance to win. It's free and easy to join, so enter before May 4th and we'll see you at the track.
Your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
Back to the rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.